Yo, what's going on, Mavs Gaming? It's Dman back again, here to help you all with another build video. If you've been missing out on the build videos we've been posting, I definitely recommend it. Be sure to check out the videos by Uncle Demi and Dignify2K on the channel. We're here to help you all out, man. We want you to have the best build so you're able to play to your best. And so that's what we're going to do in this video. Today we're talking about the point guard meta build, the super small point guard that is running 2K right now. I want to make this video right now because in season 2 we have Rebirth, and so you will see a lot of these point guards running around now. And it is the meta. They're fast, they left right like demons, and so I want to help you out. Of course, in this video I say 5'10", but you don't have to make this exact build. I want you all to use this build as a guide and then just change them to your play style, change them to your liking. All right, so I say 5'10", but you can really go anywhere from like 5'9" to 6 foot. All of them are pretty much the same. It depends on what type of shooting you want, what type of speed you want, and also what type of playmaking you want. So it's really all up to you. But for the sake of the video, I want to roll with the 5'10" because that's what I see the most. Of course, we go minimum weight most of the time to get that really high speed, and you combine this speed with stop and go and quick first step, and these builds become almost unguardable, right? Anywhere above 94 or 95 speed, your build is considered really fast. So you don't have to go minimum weight. If you want more weight on his bones, that's cool. It's really up to you, and it depends on what height you went to. Same with the wingspan. If you're on a 5'10", I don't recommend a low wingspan. I mean, if you just want to shoot the lights out, that's cool. You know, the lower the wingspan, the better the shooting, but you're not going to get any interceptor steals, which is really big no matter what mode you play, whether it be Pro-Am, Rec, or Park. You want to get those passing lane steals, especially if you have that interceptor badge at a high level, which we will on this build. So when it comes to the stats of these 5'10s, there are a bunch of things you can change, a bunch of ways you can make it. So with that said, let's go ahead and start with the things that should be constant. Playmaking. Of course, if you make a small build and he's not fast, you're just trolling at that point, right? So you want speed with ball maxed out. You'll see a lot of people make these small builds with steal pretty much at 90. Like I said, we're just hitting thresholds right now for badges. So you want to have this steal at a pretty high rate. You see some people go for the Hall of Fame pickpocket, but it's tough because recently defense got nerfed and on-ball plus got nerfed. So you may not have to go for the Hall of Fame pickpocket. Definitely have it on gold though, especially if you have this build. I mean, you just don't want to be this powerhouse on offense and then be 4-on-5 when it comes to defense. You know, that's not good for your squad. Of course, when it comes to speed, most people max it out at 99. But for the sake of the build, I will say 95 is just good enough. You know what I mean? So these are the constants, right? Of course, we should go ahead and get that ball handle up. Once again, it's all about hitting thresholds. You don't have to max it out, but do you want hyperdrive? Do you not want hyperdrive? I know for most people, hyperdrive isn't even used. But for some people, they may want Hall of Fame hyperdrive. Once again, it's one of those badges where you just have to hit thresholds, all right? Same with Hall of Fame ankle breaker. Do you want Hall of Fame ankle breaker? It's up to you. But for me, with the ball handle, you definitely want Hall of Fame quick chain or even gold quick chain if you can really work out. The most important thing is that Hall of Fame stop and go for that fast left right that you see people doing all the time. No matter what the mode is, you see people doing that quick left right. When it comes to pass accuracy, the main badge you want to look for is of course bullet passer, especially when it comes to a 5 setting. Bullet passer is very important. I would say, you know, more point guard badges too, like badges like Dimer, right? But you don't necessarily need Dimer on gold in my opinion, especially since it's so easy to shoot on NBA 2K22. And if you want, you can adjust your height to make sure you get Hall of Fame unpluckable. That was very big in season 1. But with season 2, like I said before, most of these plucks are getting nerfed. So we'll see how Hall of Fame unpluckable does in season 2 and if you even need it. Now, when it comes to shooting, of course, you want to have matched 3-point. I mean, that's why you really make this build for those Hall of Fame shooting badges. Now I'm 5'10" in this video, but if you go 5'9", 5'8", you can get that 3-pointer up to 99, and you can get even more Hall of Fame badges, and you can just become deadly. When it comes to the free throw, this is why I say it's up to you really. Do you play park? If you play park, you don't need free throw. You can put those points somewhere else. But I'm assuming if you're a fan of Mavs Gaming, you might be a fan of Pro-Am. So go ahead and give yourself a little free throw. You don't need to max it out really. Just have it at 70 so you can put those points somewhere else. So when it comes to finishing, this is where it gets tough, all right? So let's say you're a person where you don't need finishing, man. You hunt for threes, and if you drive past somebody, you pull up for the mid, which is a great play, by the way. So we're gonna go ahead and give you more speed, of course, give you 99 stamina, which you don't really need because of gem rat. But if you just want to put that somewhere, put it on stamina if you want, or raise your steal if you want. Once again, this is for the people that play Pro-Am, but you have no intentions of dunking. You may go in for the lay on a fast break if you're wide open, but for the most part, you're dotting, 3-hunting with the left, right, or pulling up for the mid. That's cool. So you're able to max out way more categories and get way more badges. You're gonna have 2 37, 36, 21, which is demonic. If you're a point guard trying to shoot the lights out, you'll see people rock with this build, and they do really well with this build because they're so fast. They shoot really well, and then they have 99 steal, as well as silver clamps. I forgot to mention that too. So if you have Stick the 5'10", I mean, strength-wise, he might get bullied a little bit, but he can really hold his own on defense, and that's always good. Like I said, you don't want it to be 5-on-4 on defense. I know a few people at the park with this build. They'll do everything on offense and then hide in the corner on defense. And that's to be expected, right? But if you play people that attacks everybody on the court, you know, they call for those backdoor cuts, then that 5'10" will be in trouble. But this 5'10" can hold his own if he has to. You know, I still recommend putting him in the corner, but you know, it's up to you. If you play Pro-Am, some play hash, some play corner. It depends on your scheme. So let's say you want to dunk a little bit, right? You just don't want to shoot the middies. No matter what, you're gonna get threes. So you don't want to have maxed out bash potential when it comes to the shooting. You want people to respect your drive at least. Let people know that the drive is there. And that's always good because the defense will play differently when they realize that the drive is there too. So let's go ahead and see what we can do. Of course, you don't necessarily need the contact dunks, in my opinion. Like I said, if you get an open lane, you want to go for the dunk, and that's pretty much it. So of course, if you raise to drive and dunk, it's tied to the layup, which takes away a few points, but you can still make it work. I'm going to drop the close shot a little bit because we don't really use close shots on Pro-Am or park or anything, especially if you're under 6 foot. So your 3-point is still pretty high. When it comes to your speed and acceleration, you could max it out to 98 and 97, but you really don't have to do that. You know what I mean? You can drop it down to about 95 and put these points somewhere else. Like I said, this is only like a template, you know, you just copy this and then change it to your liking. It depends on what you want to do. You can have more steal if you want, which would be deadly. More mid-range if you want, that would be deadly also. Like I said, you'll be able to drive, dunk, shoot the mid, hunt for the 3. If I had to choose between the first build and the second build, I would probably choose the second one simply because it's more well-rounded. So you can adjust that to how you want to adjust it. You can probably drop the finishing badges a little bit. We'll talk about the badges later. You really don't need 12, but if you want to get some good dunk packages, then you know you need that 80 drive and dunk. So let's go ahead and get into the badges. Like I said, you can switch this around however you like. When it comes to takeover, now takeover is weird because this is really all about play style. Just messing around with most of these takeovers, most of them aren't useful in my opinion. So I would definitely go with limitless range. You can even double up on limitless range if you want to. It's really up to you. Now, when it comes to the secondary takeover, I've seen a lot of people using the team takeover boost, which works really well. I love when my teammates are using team takeover boost. It's fire. I see some people are still trying to use team ratings boost. Just remember, in NBA 2K21, it was really overpowered. and they really toned it down in NBA 2K22. So like I said, you could double up on Limitless, even probably choose negative impacts if you want to for shot creating. But for the sake of the video, I'm gonna just choose Team Takeover Boost. You can choose whatever. So we have the 3-point playmaker, not a bad 5'10". Like I said, you'll see these around a lot on NBA 2K22, whether they're 5'8" or 6 foot. People just want small builds that can shoot well and zigzag, and that's what people are creating. And so I want you all to be up on this, man. Like, I'm pretty sure you know about it. If you play 2K22, you know about it. But if you're just starting 2K22 or starting that rebirth build, you might have to take this into consideration. So let's go ahead and talk about badges a little bit. I know most of you know about the badges and their boost and what they do, but just in case you just want a little breakdown, I can give you one. With finishing, posterizer, slithery, and limitless takeoff are the main 3 badges that you need. Of course, with the leftover badges, you can go unstrippable, simply because when it comes to fast twitch, lob city finisher, putback boss, pro touch, and teardropper, you're not really using those badges. So you might as well just give yourself some protection, put on unstrippable, just in case you do go for the dunk and somebody tries to reach on you. Now you have 32 shooting badges, or 32 plus shooting badges, actually, depending on what you did with your build. So of course you go for the main badges. Chef got fixed. Chef is decent now, so you can throw that on. Limitless spot up, you can throw that on. I mean, most of these badges pop up now, so it's way different from season 1. Of course, sniper is still OP. You always want to have sniper. If you have the chance to have mismatch expert, you definitely want that on, especially on next gen. All right. Everything else is up to you. Like I said, it depends on how many badges you have. Blinders is a weird badge. If it's not Hall of Fame, then I don't rock it. But if you are able to get a Hall of Fame, definitely apply it. Apply Deadeye as a shooter. That's been a staple since Deadeye was introduced. And everything else is pretty much up to you. I do like Hot Zone Hunter and Green Machine. You can balance those out. If you have more, of course, Stop and Pop is always an option. Lucky number 7 is always an option. Lucky 7 is actually an underrated badge, but I think people are figuring that out now. I mean, Lucky 7 gives you a significant boost on some of these jump shots, but you don't want to rush. That's why I say if you have more badges to use, it's just a badge that's really good to have, in my opinion. Just make sure you have on your core badges as a point guard. When it comes to playmaking, it's all about how the game is playing in your style. So if you're a passing point guard, of course you want bullet. A lot of people think it's a difference between Hall of Fame and gold, but I believe gold is good enough. Once again, it's up to you. Hall of Fame quick chain, great badge. Hyperdrive is a weird badge. Some people use it, some people don't. Some people find it useful, some people don't. Personally, I don't use Hyperdrive, so I'll just go with like probably bailout dimer, glue hands. Of course, Hall of Fame quick first step and stop and go. But if you don't have enough badges like this build right here, I'll probably drop glue hands since I'm running point guard and I probably won't be catching the ball a lot. Most of the time I'm handling the rock. So I would drop glue hands and probably move that over to handle for days, because handle for days is such a great badge to have as a point guard. So I would just move that around a little bit, probably drop bailout. Some of these badges you only need on bronze. You know, it's just like finishing badges. To unlock putback dunk animations, you only need putback boss on bronze. So a badge like bailout, you probably only need on bronze. And then there's the whole unpluckable situation. Unpluckable got buffed, but then on ball steals got nerfed. So most people would say, oh, gold unpluckable for sure, which I don't disagree with. But if you can find a way, definitely at least put that thing on silver or gold. You know what I mean? So I just wanted to say that for unpluckable. I know I don't have it selected right here, but you definitely want unpluckable, of course. Even if you have to drop a quick first step or get rid of dimer. Because like I said, bro, 2K22 is so easy to shoot on. I don't think dimer is necessary. But if you want to be a good teammate and secure the bag with your teammates, then of course put on dimer. Defensive badges, you want gold pickpocket. Of course, you want clamps, and then you want interceptor. You don't want to be detrimental to your team on defense. You know, you want to be able to do something. I know you're little, right? You're somewhere in between 5'8" and 6 foot, just like everybody on the internet. But you don't want to get completely bullied on defense. So that's what I recommend. Pit pocket, interceptor, clamps. Depending on where you play, you can use pick dodger, but most of these little guards are in the corner. Some play the hash, but you don't really need pit dodger in my opinion. Hustler, a decent badge, so you can throw that on. You can throw on ball stripper if you go for those, but personally, I don't. You have options on defense. So once again, it's really up to you. This is just a template. So I hope this video was able to help you all out a little bit. It ran kind of long, and that's my fault. I just wanted to continue the build videos we're doing on Mouse Gaming. Once again, definitely check out Dignified 2K and Uncle Demi, as they'll be posting build videos also. I know a lot of people don't like to promote meta builds, or they don't want to see people promoting meta builds, but the meta is the meta, so you have to adjust to it. Simple as that. You all be easy. Take care. Peace.